energy of this matchup will keep you wide awake, as we know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the UCF Knights, taking on a team from Conference USA, the Liberty Flames. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Knights will kick it off to get us underway. Coming out with it, it's Gray. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. Nice pickup on the return there. On first down, here comes this offense. Handoff to the lone back. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
That has got to be demoralizing if you're on defense, because they just ran the ball right up the middle, down your throats, and they gashed you.
They'll ride the hot hand. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down.
You know, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're
picked off. Got some room to run. And he was trying to chart a course on that pick for a pick six, but he'll be stopped at the 31.
You know, after watching that interception, I just wonder if this kid's too amped up tonight. He was so excited to take the field. He thought this was going to be a game that he could stat it up. But he's going to have to do a better job tonight with his decision-making. That is not how you want to start a game.
It's in. Complete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
Oh, that hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands. Great play. Still get a pass breakup, but man, that could have been an interception by the defender there. Nice break on the football, but secure that big fella. Get the six. Get the pick six. How about the linebacker right there? They make calls and they play in coverage, but if you're a linebacker, you better be physical, and that dude came downhill. Somebody might want to block him up front, Palmer. Downhill and laid the lumber.
Yeah, they definitely weren't able to chip.
A shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, UCF. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they cap it off with a 32-yard touchdown pass. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Liberty takes over, and the Flames offense ready to go to work. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the catch. It's Copeland. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the first.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out, but when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
They're trying to get to him. Escapes the sack, but he can't get away again, and down he goes, and the trickeration is not so tricky. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Flames with the 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. Looking to throw it, Salter. Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Liberty!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Leaves it with the running back. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy. Run the ball up the middle. Physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the 4th quarter.
Fires to the wideout. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Knights will line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Wide receiver coming across in motion. They'll leave it with him. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job on the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, boom, and making the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Back to pass. It's Salter. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He's going to take off. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the 1st down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll try the run. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the 1st period. That 1st quarter set the standard, and we hope we get a lot more of that here in the 2nd. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Tackle is made at the 48. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for the first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
And the Flames look to keep this drive humming. The give out of the gun. And I think they'll give him 2 on that with 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Unloads to the wideout. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender, understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go, and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. Swats it down and make sure that's an incompletion.
Wide receiver shows motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Just a short pass to the tight end. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Oh, he got loose. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Flames.
The screen game is such a big part of this offense. A nice job by the quarterback holding on to it until the last possible second, and the O-line getting downfield, picking up their blocks. They make it about as easy as they can for this running back to find the end zone.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Brown will throw it. They're setting up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple yards there.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Throws to the wideout. Working the middle. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
The Knights will snap it on 1st and 10. The give to the back. We'll give him a couple on that with 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
The RPO, it's complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Quick completion on the out. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
Scrambling away. Oh, it's out. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. Second down after the offense recovered its own fumble. Brown wants to pass. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. He's going to pass. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Now the play fake. That's caught. It's Harvey. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
From the gun on third down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Hudson. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on third and short.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
Little touch pass to the receiver. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! On to attempt the try. And it's up and good. That is what they mean when they say ball control. A 14-play touchdown drive. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Gray. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Trying to find his man on first down. He lets one fly deep. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
Well, the defender got his hand on that one, tipped it up in the air, and offense, man, they're lucky that one wasn't big.
Scanning the field, it's Salter. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play. And that'll do it. Here in the second quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. The Flames will line up to kick off and start the second half. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends, is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come in.
They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
They'll throw it on first down. Complete in the middle. That's where they'll mark him down, but what a play there to pick up a first down. The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Takes the handoff. It's Harvey. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Gets it out quickly. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
In offenses nowadays, they really just count numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
Brown will throw it. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, UCF! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
He'll bring it out. It's Gray. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Liberty takes over, and the Flames offense ready to go to work. They'll leave it with the lone back. Makes the stop at the 29-yard line, but not before he gets 15 on that play.
This is an offense that really sees their identity as being able to run the football. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He'll pull it down and run. At the 45 on his way. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and then next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
They'll run play action. Pressure coming. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Right on target this time. Oh, they knock it free. And the defense grabs it, and they're taking it the other way.
Man, these wide receivers are so fast nowadays. They're such big playmakers. I just want to get it to them and let them make it happen. But a lot of times, we're running to them, too. We're focused on chasing it down and funneling the football in the right direction. Defense swarm did a good job getting their hand on the football, causing the...
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Off play action on first down. He's got an open man. And he'll go down, but not before the big pickup and the first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. They go to the ground. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Motion from the offense. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the middle. He caught it. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
The Knights line it up with a first and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Coaches preach all week about physicality, physicality. That is how you do it. That is how you put it on tape. That's how you show everybody in the locker room, everybody on the field. This is how our defense is going to be. Do not run the football because we will knock you senseless.
They're going to run it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Knights. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. He's got great speed. Got a little room. One little mistake in your kick coverage unit against this dude, and you are in a world of trouble, and they were barely able to keep him from scoring. Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score. Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Liberty! Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They want to run this quarterback. Got enough for the first down and wants more. And he's wrestled out of bounds after a nice pickup.
You just hold your breath every time this QB keeps the football in the running game, man. With his speed, he's a threat to hit the home run every time he totes the rock.
That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. First down from the 42. He wants to throw. Setting up the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, UCF 28, Liberty 21.
First down to start the drive after the break. Quarterback on the keeper. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
You know, as a quarterback, when you're doing this zone read play, you got to read that defensive end. If he crashes down hard inside to take the running back away, right away you know now you're keeping the football. Nice job by the quarterback.
Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
I love the quick decision that QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. steps away to find some room. He's going to run it. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, the good news on that play is the quarterback was able to scramble and go pick up the first down with the lead late in the game. Bad news is, though, you just love them to stay in bounds to get this clock started sooner so you can bleed more of it off. That's just a coachable moment moving forward of having a better understanding of the situation.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, UCF! And once he got loose, it was all over. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. They're just about ready to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Austin. He stopped at the 23, a couple of yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Liberty takes over, and the Flames offense ready to go to work. Looking to throw, it's Salter. Quarterback moving. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Got his man downfield. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42. And the Flames come to the line in the hurry-up.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
Looking deep. Snags it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Flames. Well, how about that? And after that touchdown, we might have a finish after all, Jesse.
I love it, Reese, and this team is not quitting. Yeah, they're down on the scoreboard right now, but they are clawing and they are scratching their way back in this game. They're going to keep going hard until this clock reads all zeros.
They tack on the extra point, and they're down a touchdown, 35-28. The kickoff team out there getting set. He'll call for the fair catch here. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
It definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. Brown wants to pass. Finds his man. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Got it set up on the outside. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Going to try to get it himself. And he's wrestled to the ground.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back, he's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys too, so good luck stopping me.
Third and short now from their own 48. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown!
offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. The kickoff team out there set to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Austin. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. Wide out in motion. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
The offense has got to find something here in the fourth quarter. You can tell pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot. Unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be...
Going over the top. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. They'll line up to go for two. Back to pass, it's Salter. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. They're sending out the regular kickoff unit. I know they've got a couple of timeouts, but I don't think there's enough time on the clock to pass on the onside kick. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Ripping through the defense. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. Under a minute to go. Just take a knee here and avoid the potential for disaster.
And we've seen it, Reese, very recently in schools that might be in the Sunshine State that decided to run the football and run plays, and it's come back to bite him. So there's nothing wrong, Jesse, with being conservative, taking a knee, taking the victory.
I think Miami and Georgia Tech are heeding your advice very, very carefully based on what we've seen in this race.
GG, bro.
Don't have to overthink this thing. Victory formation.
Yeah, them safeties suck in cover 4.
It came down to the final.
I tried to make it so it wasn't match and just back them up, but it didn't matter.
Big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.